just briefly at this idea of speech anxiety. I know we've talked about it just a little bit on the first day of class. Public speaking is, for most people, it's a concern. It's what we can call a fear. However, there's important things to know about this. Let's talk first of all, what are some of the symptoms of speech anxiety?
Your heart starts racing.
Okay, good, good. So if you're about to have to speak, your heart starts going fast, right? You can feel it hitting, feel like it's hitting your rib cage, right? Good.
Sweating.
Sweating, yeah. In weird places, right? Like your hands. Yeah.
Forgetting what you're going to talk about, like
Yeah.
your train of thought.
Going blank.
Yeah.
In your mind, good. What else? Good one. Okay. There are others. How about some nervous movement? Like a fidgeting, yeah. Or like you have a pen, clicking the pen, tapping on your desk. Yeah, the same movements over and over again. Yeah. Okay, if you know you have to speak in this class, which you do, let's say it's a speech day, and you are sitting here in class, and you are third in line to speak. The first person who gets up and speaks does a really good job. What are some of the thoughts that go through your mind?
How am I going to talk that?
Okay, good, yeah. Yeah, that was really good. How can I have to follow that. Good. What else goes through your mind? Is it positive thoughts? Really not, is it? Overall, it really isn't. And there's this feeling of nervousness. We've talked about some of these symptoms, even what we call butterfly in our stomachs, right? Kind of feel a little weird here somewhere. It's just this antsy feeling. Anybody know what causes this? Before I tell you what causes this? We think just fear. But back years ago, I think it was the late 1800s, like 1890 something. I forget the guy's name, but he did some research on what is called fight or flight. Does that sound familiar? Fight or flight? What does that theory say? When we're faced with a challenge, a stimulus of some kind, we have how many options? Two. To either fight or fly. So either face it and then give it all we've got, or run away. And then we don't do that maybe in the classroom. We don't get up and say, I'm not going to do this, and we run away. But in our mind, we do that, don't we? We're faced with a challenge. Many will come in life. This is only one of them. However, we're going through this in our mind, this kind of panic mode, and we are deciding whether to fight it, or what we typically do is let it defeat us and think, I can't do this. This is too much for me. Everybody else does a good job at this, but I can't do this. I'm going to mess this up. What happens in our body at this moment, I believe this is how we're made, intended to be made for a reason. But when you're faced with a challenging situation, something rushes through your body. What is it? Good, adrenaline. And adrenaline is what causes these kinds of feelings. The sweaty hands, the feelings of anxiousness and nervous motions, that we do over and over again. The feelings in your stomach. This is caused by adrenaline. And we've all seen or heard of stories, right, where you have a 110-pound mother who's had a car accident, and her child is trapped in the car. So what does she do? The car's upside down. She picks up the car, right? She moves the car. 110-pound moms aren't supposed to do that, right? Yeah. But it happens. And we blame it on adrenaline, yeah. It's the same stuff that goes through your body as you sit in the speech class. You think about athletes who are about to go out on the football field, for instance, these big college athletes. Now, you look in the locker room right before the game, they are hyped up, right? They're bumping into each other, hitting their head on the locker, they're going crazy, they're screaming, doing whatever they can. There's nervous energy they're trying to burn off, but they use that. For some reason, they take that same thing you're going through here in this classroom, that fight or flight, this adrenaline rush in your body, and they use it for good, right? They use it. We can do this. We're going to win today. And they rush out onto the field, and they smash into each other, those types of things. They excel. Musicians, people like that, when they're faced with an on-the-stage moment, They use it to excel. However, for some reason in public speaking in our culture, I don't know if I can do this. And we let it defeat us. So that's one of the most important things I can tell you is know that it's just adrenaline. You're in the middle of that fight or flight mentality, and you have to make a decision. Am I going to let this defeat me, or am I going to let this use this to propel me to do something great here? Now we can do that. One of the most effective ways to do that is to use kind of a positive reframing in our mind, because we think these negative thoughts. And we think these negative thoughts for probably multiple reasons. One of the biggest, typically, I would say, is that we are unprepared. And it's justified thinking, I'm probably not going to do a good job. But you're probably not going to do a good job because you haven't prepared, right? That's probably pretty true sometimes. However, if you prepare and really feel like, I can do this, I can really do a good job, your anxiety level goes way down. You're able to use what there is this adrenaline to do a great job. I get nervous when I have to speak in front of an audience. It varies depending on the audience in different situations. However, if I am not prepared, my anxiety level is much higher than if I am prepared. Yep.
I'm sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, I put it in the Andy Drake. Yeah. If I'm unprepared, I'm a nervous wreck. I'm so concerned about it. I'm so nervous. But if I'm prepared, I can step in front of an audience and feel like I can do this. We talked the other day about standing in the place where you have to present ahead of time, maybe a week in advance, so that when you're practicing, you see yourself doing this. You feel so prepared that when you step up to do this in front of this podium or on this stage, you're just doing what you've already practiced in your mind so many times. It becomes so natural. You feel so prepared for this. You're just redoing something you've done 15 other times. It makes sense. It works. I do these things. It works for me. There may be other methods that you know of or to use. This is what seems to work well for me. But being prepared, that way when it comes time for you to speak in class, and someone else does a good job in front of you, instead of thinking, oh man, I'm going to mess this up, you can think, well, they did a good job, that's great, I'm happy for them. However, I can also do a great job because I'm prepared, I'm practiced, I'm polished. Why? Logic says I'll do a good job also. Let's keep that in mind when we look at anxiety. It's something that's going to happen. You're going to feel something, probably, unless you're just stone cold. You're probably going to feel something. We'll know what that is, right? It's this adrenaline, fight or flight. It's happening. You have to make a decision in your mind, a conscious decision. I'm going to do well at this. I'm going to use this for